Alexa Bliss and Uncle Howdy came face to face. So we'll see what the latest is there, because this does heavily impact the story all around. Let's start things off with the big developments for Alexa Bliss's story. So Alexa Bliss has been getting quietly followed by the Bray Wyatt logo ever since early November. And at the very start, it was a big question of who exactly is watching and coming after Alexa Bliss? Is it Bray Wyatt, who does have a score to settle with Alexa Bliss due to the events of WrestleMania 37? Or is it more specifically Uncle Howdy, who is coming after Alexa Bliss? Well, as the weeks went on, the answer became more clear. Sure, Alexa Bliss is re-entering Bray Wyatt's universe and story, but it's not Bray Wyatt who's been coming after her. It's been Uncle Howdy after all. And this was basically the case in 2020 as well. Alexa Bliss was not obsessed with Bray Wyatt himself per se. She was obsessed by the entity he created, which was The Fiend. That's what really captivated Alexa Bliss in every possible way. So maybe that's what has Alexa Bliss locked in again. Maybe she's being pulled in by the entity of Uncle Howdy, but she's trying to fight off the feeling because she's been here before and knows what it leads to. That's why when she saw those few Uncle Howdy masks in the crowd, she just lost it because that's still her obsession. So that moment truly gave us a big hint of who's really behind everything that's going on with Alexa Bliss. Alexa's basically being taken over and controlled by Uncle Howdy. She spent the last few months doing everything she can to fight it off. But then, after the January 2nd edition of Raw, she embraced what she was feeling. But she has not fully given in to Uncle Howdy quite yet. So let's touch more on that by going over the January 9th edition of Raw. So Alexa comes out of the crowd and hops on the commentary table for a promo. One of the very first things you can pick up almost immediately is that Alexa Bliss finally has her character and personality back. One of the biggest critiques that even Alexa Bliss has said herself about her late 2022 run in WWE was that her character's personality was bland, had nothing to it, and she felt like she was just playing her real-life self on television. But telling from this promo right here, you can just instantly tell that the life, charisma, and personality has finally been added back to Alexa Bliss. It was just a big shocking change because Alexa went from being one of the most character-driven superstars to having no character at all after her May 2022 return. She was just a sidekick to Bianca Belair during their time together. So the last few weeks have been great for bringing Alexa Bliss back to life and hearing a heel promo from her, something we haven't really seen since maybe early 2019. So it was a very nice breath of fresh air for Alexa Bliss. She talked about busting Bianca Belair's face open the week before and how Bianca isn't on the show because of that injury. Alexa said that Bianca knows that she doesn't have to be afraid of Bray Wyatt or Uncle Howdy, how she's just afraid of Alexa Bliss. Alexa makes a very bold claim and says that she herself is the face of evil. Alexa also said that she doesn't regret what she did to Bianca because doing that made her feel really good, and she hasn't felt this good in a really long time. She says that she's taking control and how she's the one in charge. Alexa even uses one of Bray Wyatt's famous lines that was even used during his Extreme Rules return. She says that she has the whole world in her hands. Alexa says that she's coming after the Raw Women's Championship, but that's when she gets cut off by Uncle Howdy. Howdy airs a video package that quickly goes off Alexa's entire history with Bray Wyatt from a few years back. It shows some quick flashes of Alexa during her time in the Firefly Funhouse and when she was in the process of reviving The Fiend. We then see an empty playground, which most likely is a reference to Alexa's Playground segment, which was heavily featured during the era of Dark Alexa Bliss. Uncle Howdy jumps on the screen and talks directly to Alexa Bliss, questioning her on if she really believes that she feels like she's in charge. Howdy's music plays and then he physically comes out to the top of the ramp. And similar to what he did back on December 16th, he just stands up on the stage and laughs before they cut to black. A lot of fans were angry about why the segment went to commercial right when Howdy came out. And the answer to that question is because it was the end of the segment. There was nothing more planned for the story on this edition of Raw. So the fade to commercial was just meant to represent the end of the segment. It looks like this segment here between Alexa and Howdy was meant to basically mirror Bray Wyatt and Howdy's segment from December 16th. On that edition of SmackDown, it was meant to be this big reveal that Bray Wyatt isn't Uncle Howdy, and how it truly is a completely separate individual. But in Alexa's segment, we already knew that Uncle Howdy is a real person, so that wasn't the reveal in this segment. The reveal here was that Uncle Howdy was in fact extremely present in Alexa's story, and maybe even in full control of her as well. So that's why he didn't need to come down to the ring, get physical, or anything else. The goal here was just to reveal that Howdy was truly present in Alexa's story, and imply that he may have more control over Alexa than she's actually giving off. Alexa Bliss then took part in a backstage interview and was questioned about what happened out there. Alexa says that Howdy came out with the attempt of scaring her and trying to put her in line, but how it didn't work. Alexa said that she's still the one in control and how she isn't scared of Uncle Howdy and how she's focused on the Raw Women's title. Alexa said multiple times throughout the night that she's in control, but obviously there's a few signs there that tells us that's not the full truth. Like when Alexa was talking in the backstage interview, she said that she will revel in what she is. Interesting choice of words by Alexa Bliss, because that was one of the first things Uncle Howdy said on WWE television. Remember that the revel in what you are fan signs were one of the very first White Rabbit Easter eggs. Then Uncle Howdy said multiple times to revel in what you are during the early television appearances. So for Alexa Bliss to say Uncle Howdy isn't in control of her, but then to follow it up by using his line, that shows some conflict right there. So as of this moment, it just looks like there's a bit of a power struggle between our three Bray Wyatt universe characters right now. You have Bray Wyatt, who's the original shot caller and has been the one in charge ever since the Bray Wyatt character appeared on WWE television. Then you have Uncle Howdy, who now appears to be the shot caller and true mastermind behind the scenes of the entire Bray Wyatt universe. And now, you have Alexa Bliss, who's clearly possessed by Uncle Howdy, but still insists that she's in charge of her own actions. But telling from the story's current direction, it does look like Howdy is the one that's in charge overall, and has the major influence. That's why he had to go out there and put Alexa Bliss back in check about who is really in control. Alexa thought she was doing everything on her own, but Howdy questioning her was basically his way of telling Alexa, "You're only doing all this because of me. I'm in control of you." So Alexa has embraced some of the evil, but she hasn't fully embraced Howdy quite yet. It'll be interesting to see if Alexa's character and personality will change even more once she truly lets Uncle Howdy in. But what are your thoughts on today's stories with Alexa Bliss and Uncle Howdy? Leave your comments below, don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.